Hello, my name is Joshua,
And I'm Nichelle,
and this is my wife,
my husband.
and we're just going to share a testimony. We're going to begin with talking about why I'm a Christian. I became a Christian. It's real simple. I grew up from a single home, the projects, things of that nature, and I went through a lot with the prison, and I just wanted something better out of life. And Jesus gave that to me. Now, He ultimately led me into a love relationship with Him, but that's why I'm a Christian. That's how I became one.
Well, I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist Christian home. So basically, from a child, like I went to church and I was participating in different activity from the church. But I could say that truly, as a Christian, I got my transformation. It was when I was in college. I would say the year before I graduated there, and it's just just as Christians growing up in the church, sometimes you just do it because mom and dad say this is the church, and you just follow what they do, but not Jesus is not personal to you. So I guess your truly conversion and becoming a Christian is when Jesus is personal to you.
True. And so how do we meet? Yes. Well, that's a long story, but for the sake of time, we'll summarize it. I'm a theology major here at Oakwood University, and for some reason or another, I wanted to do a double major in Spanish. So part of doing a double major in Spanish is you have to study abroad. And so I studied abroad in Argentina for 9 months, and that's where I met her. She was a student there. It's interesting how we met, because I was already there for 3 months at the university, but she was still off in Brazil doing her practicals. And she was actually supposed to stay there. That's what she wanted to do. But the Lord had different plans. She had to come back and do her thesis. And as a result of that, I got invited to a birthday party, and lo and behold, she was there.
Which I didn't want to go.
I told her, I was like,
I didn't want to go to that party. I was like, man, I want to be in Brazil right now. And even if I'm here in Argentina, I just want to stay in my room and relax. And then my girls came and get me and like, you going to the party. I mean, it was a Christian party, so we were just going to have something to eat, have some, talk and
it was a birthday
whatever.
party. And so when I saw her, I was like, I've been here for 3 months, but I haven't seen you, and just from there, I just swept her off her feet.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, that was not what happened. Okay, so he was there. Everyone speaks Spanish. He's just learning, right?
Yeah.
So what happened is I felt sorry for him. Everyone was laughing, having fun. And I experienced the same thing like months ago when I was in Brazil and laughing, having fun. And I had no idea what these people were saying. It is the truth. So I was like, this guy should let me help him. So I went over, let me get my missionary part out. So I went over there and started translating for him. I did that. And then, that was it. I did my translation, then I kept doing, other stuff, talking to other people. And then at the end of the day, that's when you said that.
And I swept you off your feet. And we prayed about it. It was something where, one of the first things I told her was, I'm not sure if it's the Lord's will or if it's I just want to be with you because you're a fine, attractive Christian young lady. But if it's the Lord's will, I don't want to miss out on a blessing. So, make a long story short, I ended up coming back to the States after I completed my program. And we dated for off and on for 2 years because the long distance thing is really rough. But one day I really felt a conviction. I called her and I was like, I think the Lord still wants us to be together. And we said, Lord, if it's your will for us to be together, we can't keep doing long distance, so get her to come to Oakwood. But in order for her to come to Oakwood, she would have to know someone that would have $30,000 in their bank account because she's an international student, and get a visa. But to make a long story short, the Lord got her the money. She got a student visa within a week from Colombia. And the Lord made it clear that He wants us to be together. You see, she's here right now. We got married 4 months ago. And the Lord is blessing our marriage. So we praise God for that.
Yeah, I think having it was scary. It was something I didn't want to do, having a long distance relationship. But I guess in every couple relationship, it is important that part of that episode of your life, you really can see what is it about. If it's really God's will, you can really grow in a different way, which, I mean, I would say if you were always together, you will not see the same mistakes that you probably have in character that you probably need to change. I said, for example, like, I know the other friends who have been dating this person like forever, then being there all the time, and you just get to that comfort zone where you just deal with it and don't say anything to each other. So I guess I just think distance relationship, it builds you up. I mean, it's tough, but
or tear you down.
Exactly. I mean, that's how you get to know, well, if it's God's will or not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're even not in a distant relationship, you will know if you pray about it. So
yeah,
that's just my experience, our experience.
And we just want to talk about really quick the difference between dating and courting. To me, that's really simple. You know, because I didn't grow up in the church. I grew up in the world. You know, the projects, things of that nature. Dating is just when you have fun with someone until you want to date someone else. So if you want to have fun with them by, you know, fornicating with them, or just getting to know them or play with them, because the word dating, it just denotes I'm going to date you or play with you until I'm ready to play with someone else. But the definition of the word courting means that you're seeking interest in this person as a spouse. So the definition of courting is I'm getting to know this person to see if it's God's will for us to be married. That's the difference between dating and courting. Dating is me doing what I want to do, who I want to do it to, until I want to do it with someone else. Whereas courting is seeking the Lord's will to see if this is going to be my lifelong spouse. Very simple to me.
Yeah, and I think another thing as passing from just dating to courtship is God has to be center, leading every move of your step as a Christian. So as how he said, we prayed about it. So that's really important, you know, just giving that all to God in prayer, make him show you if this person is the one you should take that step toward courtship. And if it is his will, you know, then definitely he will show it to you in different ways, just like how he showed me that, you know, things that are impossible or seems impossible, like getting a visa in 3 days and getting someone to be your sponsor of affidavit, you know, things like that. I mean, he does miracles, and that's how I see it whenever you know, give your plans to God.
Amen. And just before we, you know, close this out, we just want to leave some advice for young couples or young single people. And just my advice would be, because, you know, I'm coming from both ends of the spectrum. There's many girls that I dated through my will on my own that never ended good for myself or the young lady. So if I was going to give advice, it sounds cliche, but just allow the Lord to lead in who it is that you link your life with. Because it's even a statistic today that even in the church, 50% of marriages end in divorce. This is even in the church. And I think this is because most people get married through their own selfish desires, you know, what they want, how the person looks, how much money they're making. But they don't consult God, because at the end of the day, looks will fade with age. I'm not saying you should be married to someone you're not attracted to. I'm obviously attracted to my beautiful wife. I'm just making the point that the number one thing when it comes to courtship should be, what is the will of God? Because money will fade, looks will fade, and because marriage is such a self-denying, self-sacrificing relationship, if Jesus is not in it, it's not going to last. So, yeah, that's real simple.
Love everlasting, love never ending. The Savior has come to give us life. He holds the victory, the key to his glory. King of all kings.